Guys, so what happens next is find the slope of each of the following lines. Okay, so we pick question 5 as a good one to start off with. In your tables on I think it's page 18, you have a formula called y equals mx plus c. This means that any time you have the equation of a line, when you get y on its own, whatever number comes in front of x is automatically the slope, and whatever number comes after it is where it hits the y-axis. Is that right? So, as an example, question 5. We have 2x plus 3y minus 15 equals 0. What I suggest we do is we bring the 15 and the 2x over the other side. So we're going to get 3y equals 2x. So what are you saying? Minus 2x and plus 15, okay? Now, all you have to do is get the y on its own, yeah? So, divide both sides by 3. And what you get left over? Y equals... you didn't have to multiply... Oh, sorry, you're right. Sorry, you didn't have to multiply the top by 3 because we divided both sides by the same number. Remember I was telling you the other day that if you had 2 plus 6 equals 8, and I decided to divide both sides by 2, that'll turn into 1 plus 3 equals 4. Yeah. See, yeah, this is good. This is a good point to actually do this now, right? An example would be if I had 2 plus 6 equals 8. I can multiply by any number I want, and I can divide by any number I want, provided I do it equally to both sides. So as an example, if I was to multiply by 3, I'd have 6 plus 18 equals 24. It maintains its balance. If I was to divide by 2, it would be 1 plus 3 equals 4. Now, Cameron, what you're talking about is if I change the 6, yeah? If I randomly change the 6 to 12 over 2, it's still 6, but it's presented with a fraction, yeah? So to maintain the balance, what I could do is I could go across to the other one and go 2 top and bottom, and then I could go the other side 2 top and bottom. Now I have a choice. I can cancel everything this way, and I can just turn that back into a 6, or I can cancel everything this way, and you'll see that the balance will now appear again. 2 times 2, 4 plus 12 equals 16. So the balance is maintained with all 3 of those methods. So the method we're using here is that we can divide both sides by the same number while maintaining the balance. So I decided to divide by 3 on both sides. So get y equals minus 2 over 3x plus 5. Now, it just asks me for the slope. The slope is, remember, it's y equals mx plus c. The slope is always the number that comes in front of the x. Is that alright? Now, just to expand on this a bit further, the c value is, you don't have to draw this out by the way, I'm just expanding your knowledge a wee bit. What's the c value? So, this means it intersects the axis at 5. What's the slope of the line? Minus 2 over 3. You drop down 2 and go across 3. So drop down 2, go across 3, and you can see that you can actually draw this line just from 1 point and 1 slope. You can actually get a diagram off the line. That's pretty handy, isn't it? Alright, we'll do one more. Okay, well actually we'll do one more basic one, and then we'll do the answer to 5 is the slope is minus 2 over 3. Find the slope. See the keyword? Find the slope. The c is where it hits the y-axis, so the slope is minus 2 over 3. Okay. Now, to go again, another one. Now this is without any extra explanation. Okay. What we're going to do is just, for all these questions, pick one like, I don't know, like question 9's a good one. And I suppose I'll do question 9's a good one, right? So 9 is 4x minus 3y equals 0. Get y on its own no matter what. Bring the 4x over to your side, minus 3y equals minus 4x. It has to be a plus y, so multiply both sides by minus 1. Now what do I need to divide both sides by to get y on its own? 3, right? So divide it by 3 top and bottom. And what happens next? Y equals 4 over 3x. See the way there's no c value? What does that mean? It crossed the origin. The c value is 0. So here's what happens, guys, okay? It's a slope of 4 over 3. Now, the answer to this question is the slope is 4 over 3. That's your answer. But I want to go one step further with you guys, just so you understand this. Where does it cross the y-axis? What's the c value? So, it crosses the y-axis here. What's the slope? Rise over run. That means you're going to rise 4 and go across 3. 3 across, 4 up, and long behold, that would be your line if you were asked to draw it. They're that easy to draw. Okay, now I've done 6 and 9. I'll go to a harder version. Okay, 1 second. I'll cut my diagram here. You don't have to draw the graph at all. The graphs just explain to you what each part of it means. I'm still just looking for questions 1 to 12. I'm just looking for the slope. Okay. Question 13, guys. Prove that these two lines are perpendicular to each other. You have something to learn off by heart earlier in the year. What was it, Cameron? Something that proves two lines are perpendicular. When you multiply both slopes by each other, the answer has to be minus 1. Is that alright? Yeah. You don't have to draw them at all at this point in time. So, we'll just put the drawings to the back of our mind at the moment, okay? Drawings don't exist. So, yeah. So, we're using the formula y equals mx plus c. We're going to get y on its own in both equations. So the first one I'm going to move I'll move the 5x and the 10 over to your side. So I get minus 2y equals minus 5x plus 10. I'll multiply both sides by minus. Then I'll divide both sides by 2. And what happens next? Y equals 5 over 2x minus 5. What's the slope of this line? The slope is the number that comes in front of the x, doesn't include the x. So the slope of line 1 is 5 over 2. Are we alright with that? Now go up to the second line and go, okay, this one here, 2x plus 5y minus 15 equals 0. Get y on its own again. 5y equals minus 2x plus 15. Then divide both sides by 5. And then you're going to get y equals minus 2 over 5x plus 3. What's the slope of this one? It's the number that comes in front of the x, which is minus 2 over 5. I haven't made a mistake, but I'm only on 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. Anybody explain why? I have to show this formula here is all important. I got to put it in there. So I have to say 5 over 2 multiplied by minus 2 over 5 equals minus 1. Then I have to write down minus 1 equals minus 1. Hence, they are perpendicular. Okay, now okay guys, last type, Are you ready for this? Last type will be like question 17. Once again, we're told they are perpendicular as opposed to prove they're perpendicular. So if they are perpendicular, what do we know about perpendicular lines? Yeah, but the other thing, if I said 2 over 3 is one slope, what's the perpendicular slope? Sorry? Minus 3 over, minus 3 over 2. So, if we know they're perpendicular, we know that one of them is the upside down negative version of the other one. So look at this, here, this is actually really easy once you know that. Do what you always do. Get y on its own. Minus 4y equals minus 5x plus 20. Divide by 4. Multiply by minus first. Now what number do I divide by? It's always the number that comes in front of the y, isn't it? And then we're going to get y equals 5 over 4x minus 5. Now, do the same thing for this one here. And what do we get? The one I underlined in blue. So 4y equals minus tx plus 8. Divide by 4. Y equals minus t over 4 x plus 2. Now, which slope do we definitely know? We definitely know that the first slope is 5 over 4. Would you agree with that? This means that if they're perpendicular, the second slope must be minus 4 over 5. Do you agree with that? Sorry? Now, you will. Sorry. I'm just using this one here, Jack. Okay? Now, minus 4 over 5 is the perpendicular slope to 5 over 4. Therefore, minus 4 over 5 has to be the same number as minus t over 4. Now, I have to solve what t is. We can cross multiply or give them the same denominator. What would you like to do? Give them, we'll give them the same denominator, right? What's the common denominator between 5 and 4? 20. So multiply that top and bottom by 5. And multiply this one top and bottom by 4. Minus 16 equals minus 5t. That's 20, and that's a 20 on the bottom. What happens to the 20s? Cancel. So minus 5t equals minus 16. What can I do with the minuses? Multiply both sides by minus 1. What you get? Then t equals 16 over 5. Alright. Yeah. So I did 17, 13, 5 and 9. Okay.